the autumn of 1888, a faceless predator roamed the streets of Whitechapel, leaving behind a trail of horror and a mystery that refuses to die. Since this isn't a clickbait video, I'm not going to claim I've cracked a 135-year-old case. No, I'll leave that to the YouTube comments section, home of the most thorough and well-researched investigations. What I can do is take a deep dive into the psychology of this person and diagnose him with relative certainty. In fact, diagnosing Jack is the easy part. The real question is, why did Jack become Jack the Ripper while others with the same disorder don't? We don't have an identity, no photos, just vague descriptions. But we still need a visualization. Just give me 1 second to get ready. Alright, today we are going to make a wonderful little character. Let's just start with a young man dressed in black. Maybe he's wearing a coat because it has turned to autumn. We will give him a nice curly mustache. Knife in hand, of course. Oh, and let's not forget, since this is London, a happy little top hat. There you have it, folks. I'm certain your Jack the Ripper came out just as good as mine. Happy painting, and have a blessed day. What is Jack's disorder? This part is easy. This disorder can basically be applied to all serial killers. Antisocial Personality Disorder, ASPD. Jack was right at home in this disorder. The key criteria of this disorder that he displayed are that he lacked empathy, displayed no remorse or guilt, and had a complete disregard for social norms and life in general. Jack, I'm afraid I have to diagnose you with antisocial personality disorder. Oh my, this is shocking. How can you be so sure? Is it the killings? It's the killings. So, is there anything I can do to change this? Stop killing people? Oh, come on, let's be realistic here. But ASPD alone doesn't explain everything. Most people with this disorder don't become serial killers. So what else was going on? Let's break this down a little further. Jack's victims were all women, specifically women in vulnerable positions. Ladies of the night, you might say. The level of brutality and dissection-like mutilations suggests he wasn't just killing, he was taking time and expressing deep-seated rage, possibly viewing the killings as a form of personal revenge. This likely points to a strained or absent relationship with his mother in childhood and adolescence. Maybe his mother abandoned him. Maybe she was abusive. Whatever happened, it left him with a twisted need to dominate and destroy women. On top of that, Jack likely had sadistic tendencies, meaning he found pleasure in the suffering of others, something often linked to childhood trauma. Beyond the killings, Jack played mind games with the police. His taunting letters weren't just for fun, they were about control and power. He wasn't just controlling his victims, he was holding an entire city hostage in fear. Making an entire population terrified of your next move? That's a level of control that would have been very enticing for Jack. And why did he crave control? Well, Whitechapel was a slum. Regardless if Jack grew up there or just somehow found himself forced to live there, he likely had no control or power over his own life. Poverty, crime, and social decay. But fear gave him influence. The methods of controlling society that he displayed, both with his letters and his killings, was his way of compensating for the lack of control in his own life, and he seemed to enjoy this. In his mind, he wasn't just another nobody. He was a legend. So let's put it all together. Antisocial personality disorder with no empathy, no remorse, and a complete disregard for human life? Check. Childhood trauma that led to issues with women and was combined with sadistic tendencies? Very likely. A need for control? Absolutely. His life lacked it, so he stole it from others. And the result? Jack the Ripper. A man who terrorized Whitechapel, fascinated the world, and vanished without a trace. Which brings us to the most confusing part. He suddenly just stopped. For someone with his psychological makeup, suddenly quitting is extremely rare, if not impossible. But that's where our journey ends, and we leave it to those who theorize on his identity. Even though the fact he stopped might be a clue to his identity, the truth of who Jack the Ripper was is still a mystery. Unless, of course, you've cracked the case. Drop your theories in the comments. Thanks for watching.